Welcome everyone to the March 27th for the Park Commissioners meeting. Call the meeting to order. We don't need to go roll call vote. So you guys get a chance to look at those? Yeah. All in favor of the motion? Aye. Rob? Aye. Public comment. You guys have public comment? No, okay. Rob, you want to do it quickly now? Get it out of here, or do you want to?
Yeah. You want to go ahead?
You can do it right now on public comment.
Well, it's under
Morning. I'm Lisa Barone. I think I've met all of you, but just wanted to provide a quick update on Peverly Park and then also ask a couple questions about the process from here on out. So we started this a couple years ago. We generated from the CPC, have a little desk to get to a place where we're fairly close to being able to break ground and build this. We are sourcing a couple large donations that we think are going to come in the spring to sort of put us right over the top, right around that 500K mark that we need. We've been working with Bill Madden of Gregory Lombardi Designs. He's concepted the whole thing for us. He's had a few meetings with the Conservation Committee to make sure everything is situated appropriately on the land. So we feel like we're pretty close to being able to go. But two things that have come up recently that we need some feedback on. One, I think we perhaps naively thought since we first did this and were granted the approvals to go ahead, we did not have to complete an additional RFP process for the actual construction. I think we thought that was sort of done when we selected Bill and that he would pick the guys, but want your opinion on that and what we should be doing in terms of creating a selection committee and how to move forward. And then the second piece is that recently it's come up of a question on if the land was deeded appropriately and if it was actually traded from conservation to parks and we can actually do this. So obviously before we get going, we need some feedback.
So to answer to your first question, it does have to go out to bid. I talked to Bill Madden about this. He's aware of it.
Oh,
okay. So learn the hard way when we don't put things out to bid.
Do we have to, Jackie, have to do anything for this, or Bill's sort of aware and
Bill will work on for it, and then the documentation. So that all that stuff will go under the park. So all that it will go out. There'll be an RFP process, but Bill he said that he would do that. So and so he's done it before. So he would still put that out and come back to the parks.
Mm-hmm.
So there's kind of the way it goes is that oftentimes it's the lowest bid. Mm-hmm. So whoever comes in with the lowest bid, but Bill knows too that there's only so many manufacturers that do some of it. So that's part of this is that we'll probably, I think that's probably the better way to go is to take the lowest bid and make sure that it's they can do the work, right? You don't have to the bigger thing is they have to be qualified to do.
You have to check there.
You have to check.
You have to go to like 3 past jobs, talk to the country, and then if it's not up to
it's not up to par, then you don't have to take always, but you still have to So I think that's probably the best way because instead of creating a committee and trying to do that, I think it's probably and you can probably get the best price, right? So I think that part's been handled and that will happen. Then some questions we met with Charlie Bosworth yesterday. I met with Jackie and Charlie yesterday. And so there was some question on whether he can donate some of the site work. I talked to Nick Milano. Nick Milano said, and I talked to Bill, he said, you should just separate out the thing, make an in-kind donation to the town, and then we'll reduce their budget. So that can happen. And then there's some specific items in their budget that they can look for other, maybe there's landscapers in town. There's some other people that can do site work. So try to do that and tackle this budget to get it down at a reasonable cost. see what they can do to get it to the finish.
So did you say that you have at least in kind?
3:30 is right. Oh,
So
right.
you only have 3:30.
No. Right now she has 3:30. Right.
So there's still a shortfall.
So we have a big application in with the Copeland Foundation that we're hoping really comes through this spring. We're very optimistic about it. I'll say that. And then Charlie Bosworth indicated he would be able to reduce the top line because he would be donating some of these services that we have built into. So we also started a GoFundMe. We launched that in town with the hope of getting about $75K from the community. We've heard from a lot of people that they want a mechanism to buy in at whatever amount. So this has been nice so far, and we're hoping to really get more of a campaign going around that to just put us right where we need to be.
I guess the one question is, do you know can we go out to RFP before we secured all the funds? Like if they're close, could we go out to RFP? So that would be a question that we should ask Nick.
Yeah,
right.
I did invite him today, but he had a conflict.
So that's one thing I think we want, because you could, and it doesn't have to happen right away, but it takes some time to and you could have Bill start working on the RFP and everything, right? And then, because it still has to go out for 30 days and then you have to give so much time to get some back, but then you'll have a hard number too, right? Maybe it won't come back. It could come back more or less.
Well, perfect example, Rob, is the dugout project that we have been going up. It came in less. So, I mean, in yours, making it less,
You never know. So I think I wouldn't ask Nick. I think you can do that. And maybe when the time's right.
Yes.
Not April yet. And you won't get this July. So you have a little bit of time, but you don't want to wait till July and then do it. And then you're many months behind. Charlie, when we met with him yesterday too, he said, you want to try to start, if you can, get the money before September, better, because weather and everything else too. So that might be good to go on.
Okay, so we should talk to Bill about that and moving forward. I think something else maybe I want clarity on before I go, since everybody's been very supportive of this project, but there are conversations happening sort of without Jackie and I, which is great. It's pushing things forward. As just sort of citizens wanting to move this forward, should we just be focused on fundraising now because Parks is talking about RFPs with Bill, because Nick Milano is sort of pushing stuff forward? I don't want us all working on the same thing.
I think what will be important is you're going to need our help. It's the parks land, and they're going to have to do the project. But you should absolutely, this is your project. I think it would be good just to copy everybody who's on it, and I will continue to help you from the parks department, right? And with Kevin's help to help you try to get you to the point where we can actually get the project going. So as long as we can keep that going, that's perfect. Right?
Okay. And I say that not from ownership, this is our, it's more I don't want to be annoying and reach out and be what's going on with this? It's already been.
We don't want to either.
Yeah.
We don't want to either. I think, obviously the big piece for you guys is fundraising, getting there. Okay. We'll obviously, I'll help you on that portion to try to help that. But I think the RFP process and it gets complicated.
Yeah,
and that's where we can help. And Bill honestly can help on that. Because Pete would do all the RFPs, Bill can do that, right? And I can check it over, but Bill can, and put it out. And then of course we'll need Nick too. Yeah, we need Nick. So when we did the master plan, Nick gave me a template, and then I went back and I redid we did it together, me and Nick, and then we're putting that out. We just did that. So we do the same thing. So you can do the big fundraising piece, and then we'll just copy any communication.
That sounds great. So the RFP stuff I think is making us nervous because
we're looking at the Ritz Carlton playgrounds or swinging a slide. Where are you?
So very similar to all of the other playgrounds in town. That's what we said. We want something very similar in size and scope and amount of activities comparable to other playgrounds. So
to give you an idea, the Shields Park was around $500,000, and so this one's right there. It's similar. It's similar. Yeah.
And one more question. The neighbors, particularly the one talk to them?
So we have, and then the house went up for sale and moved, and now there's new neighbors there, and we have not reached out to the new neighbors yet. But Jackie and I have a plan to go door knocking with some of these flyers and just make sure we hit all of the houses in precinct 1 and beyond too. That'll be part of like the sort of strategy in terms of raising money and awareness. And then we're also going to be hosting a couple information sessions in the library, which is like a conference room. Yeah, just to give people an opportunity to come out and voice whatever happiness or concern they might have sort of around this. But if there's other pieces that you think we should be doing too, just let us know.
There about, not just ice house project, but.
Went and that was Charlie's recommendation,
You maybe,
Yeah.
maybe it's Bristol, maybe.
or A. Thomas even. So Charlie, Charlie said,
Pushes and plans,
right.
which is a lot of money.
Yeah, Bill had said this before
Yeah,
too.
so
that he
there's
was
like-
I think I can get some.
Yeah, because when I talked to Charlie, he was like, and Bill really wants to plant trees, and I'm like, what's that, 10 grand? I'm like, ask some landscapers, and maybe they can donate that. So, and the more people you get supporting the project, it's great for the community too. To just say, hey, these people are, and if you could chip away at it, then you're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did have a question about trees too, but maybe I should be directing it towards conservation. In one of these meetings, and I'm blanking on her name now, but somebody said there was a tree bank in town that conservation has, and they would be willing to give us 15K in trees. I think it was Parks meeting, but
Oh,
that's what she said.
You should reach out.
well, Bill's on the Shade Tree Committee.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, Bill's,
Bill Madden's on the Shade
Bill's on the
Tree
Shade Tree Commission.
Yeah.
I mean, Branch Lane has the.
Yeah, and Bill's on that committee, so.
It was somebody called in during one of these meetings and said, we'd love to support this. We have 15K in trees in a bank that we want to give you. All right, so we can just ask what's happening here. Because we can certainly ask A. Thomas or some of the other nurseries in town, but if somebody else already has offered, I would.
And yeah, Charlie said, he said, if Bill can send him the and he can look at that, he might be able to break it. He said, oh, I could do this, but I'm not going to do sidewalks. And maybe Anthony, we can talk to Anthony to do the sidewalks, and we could talk to one of the landscapers in town, and that way you can chip out, and then maybe you can get the 50K right off the bat right there. Say, hey, get that out, and then you're that much closer, right?
So have Bill and Charlie spoken about this? Because the meeting that we had with Bill, he said he did not want to.
Yeah,
This way.
no. So he said Bill said he would absolutely do it this way.
Okay.
And so he's totally fine with doing that. But he said that he wants to, Charlie asked him to send over stuff. And I think Jackie sent over the.
Yeah, I think that she's going to,
Yeah,
but-
so you should be good.
Okay. All right.
So once you do, and then I don't know if you did this or not, but you should go to the Milton Chamber of Commerce and do your same presentation and talk to the Chamber of Commerce.
So we have not.
So definitely go do that, because and Joe Parlavecchio is the chair of the Milton Chamber of Commerce. So you can be, I have his contact info. He's a friend, so you should just get set up on the Milton Chamber of Commerce, go to that and do your same, do the same thing. Where you ask them and pitch, and that'll help you.
To answer your first question about the land, okay? So this is coming from Nick yesterday. So we did a land swap, I think it was 2 years ago, land swap. So what has to happen now from the Board of Park Commissioners, you have to make a formal request to the select board to have that switched. It's all it is. Yeah,
We should.
because the land got switched to the Board of Park Commissioners. So you have to make a formal request. I don't know if it's an email or you have to go in front of them. That's something you'd have to ask next, or I could ask them today. But
Because eventually it's going to come back to the park
Correct.
anyways, right? To make sure.
it will never come back unless you do the request.
I can. You want to write an email, or you want me to do it? I can write an email. Okay, I'll write it to and then
So that answers the land question for them.
Is there any reason the select board would say no?
no, absolutely not.
Like,
Yeah. No, and they don't want it. they don't want it also, it should be under ours, right?
It's just that green space, which we mow and take care
Yeah,
of.
yeah, because eventually they're,
Okay.
so, and you want to go through this process because, trust me, because of the RFP and all that,
You
and
want
you just
everything clean.
you want everything.
Okay.
And you don't want it to be bogged down. The select board has enough,
Okay.
right, Winston? Did who?
Does the MND, if any money go off the playground, would they do it?
I don't know if they would. Yeah. Yeah.
They are trying to give a lot of money to the playgrounds at the
At the
schools
school,
right
yeah.
now, like that.
That's Tucker's trying to do
Yeah,
something.
Tucker.
Yeah.
And Tucker
Yeah.
Playground too, so I think they're interested in playgrounds, but focusing on schools.
You can get there. You can get there if you go to the Chamber of Commerce, you get some of these in-kind donations, get the Copeland.
Yeah.
So I think you're pretty close, and then the more you get, people see that you've got a good amount of portion, and they'll be like, hey, we're dead.
Yeah.
So,
Bill's also indicated, you know, we could stand.
yeah, you know what though? Let's not. I think you're close. I think you're close. Like,
We don't want to.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
I think you're
it's
close.
always an option.
I see a path for you guys to get it, what you
You'll
have.
regret it.
You'll regret it, and then I think honestly, if we get that close, then okay, then maybe we take up one piece out or whatever. If you get like super close, so I think you're there, right? And I would love to see it in this fall, or early, like late summer. I would love to see it. I think we could.
Appreciate you, Lisa.
Yeah,
We
really.
appreciate
Appreciate this.
You and Jackie, you've done one.
Yeah,
Thank all of
pretty
you for the
awesome.
support. I feel like it's finally getting close. I know.
Yeah, we're gonna
this
get
is
it
really
there.
exciting. Yeah. Is there anything else we're not thinking about? So like, I feel more confident about the RFP process being sort of out of our hands, but we'll update each other. Fundraising pieces off that. Land sounds like it's fine, but any other, I don't even know, maybe hurdle is too strong, but anything we're not thinking about or not doing that we really want to have tied up, so it's not coming up at the last minute. We have all the money and then like, oh, we can't start.
Is the fencing included in this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it completely fenced or is it just
Open in the front and it's fenced on the sides, near the road. There's just like one way in.
Okay.
So all the whole Canton side is fenced and then there are trees and then just the front opening. Yeah.
The butters have been notified.
Yes, except for the new family in the house, like right next to the playground, but we're gonna
do I
take
need to make
care
a
of it.
motion to make that to do this? Yeah. So can I make a motion to request from the select board control of I guess it's Pepperly Park be under control of the Parks Commission.
Okay, all in favor, Rob?
Aye.
You too. Take care of this.
So we'll send that.
Oh, thank you.
You.
Thanks, Lisa.
Yeah.
Well done.
I'll put you in touch with you.
As I stated earlier, I did invite town administrator to be here and he couldn't do a scheduling conflict, but he did email me something he wanted read about it. So the town received an appeal to the Office of Appeals and Dispute Resolution from the abutters. No work can proceed on the project until this further appeal is resolved. The next step in the process for all parties to be sent to scheduling order, which just did arrive. The first submittal to Mass DEP is a joint status report, which is due April 25th. And that will be the first meeting on this matter. The hearing can go from 120 days to the appeal, from the appeal, which was filed or longer. So we're still in a waiting game, but there is some. April 25th is the.
Is that public?
That's a great question, Rob. I don't know. I don't know. I assume it's I think it's a Zoom. I'm not sure if it's in person. But he just wanted me to read that to you guys, that That's all they know right now. And everybody knows that information. It's not just us or anything. That's out there for everyone. So,
But that's just a thought.
yeah.
They could do it, and it could be up to the 100.
Yeah.
So that for the rest of it, for 4 months.
Is 120 the max or just the same?
Yeah, he's sometimes occasionally go along, but that is where we're at with that. That's all I know in this process. And again, it's like everyone here, this is all new to me.
Yeah.
Never had to deal with this, so learning as we go.
4:25, Kevin, now you let us know what.
Yeah,
the
I will.
meeting is, if
Yeah.
we have to attend.
Yeah.
Attend.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely.
CPC project update.
We got that one.
He's done.
Yeah,
So-
Kelly duck.
So, yeah, Nick did want me to mention something about the dugouts. So the town has completed the bidding process for the Kelly Field dugouts, which was awarded to Fulsham Corp. The town is now expected to sign a contract for the project, committing itself to the full amount of the winning bid. Since the project is being partly funded by outside entities, the finance director of the town is unable to approve the contract till all funding is secure. So in lieu of that, can you please request payment from the town for girls softball and Babe Ruth, and he didn't include park department, but park department is also involved in this. If you have any questions, please let me know. So what they're saying is they're going to get the CPA money, but they want the other money secured before they can sign the contract. So I've already asked Babe Ruth to send in, I forget what they were chipping in, but I can send a formal request to girls softball, or if you want to do it.
Okay. Yeah.
But
So,
and it's made out to the town, the check.
it might be.
I have it. Yeah.
So who was it? And then Babe Ruth.
So it's
Babe
parks,
Ruth,
Babe Ruth, and girls softball.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get it.
And the schools gave nothing. So. And they'll use it the most. Whatever.
They could run a check.
Don't cash it.
Well, I have seen the schools are a little bit of a tight spot right now.
I know.
The schools are a little bit of a tight spot.
But so I just want to,
So I'll reach out. I'll send them a text.
okay. And I already
Talk to
reached out,
Tom.
to Babe Ruth. So, and all checks are written out, not to the park department, to the town of Milton.
So I just need to confirm them. I think it's 5K.
I think so. Yeah,
I think it's.
I believe.
I'll text Brian.
Yeah, because it was 5.5, and I think there were 2,500 was 12,500 total, if I remember correctly. The Babe Ruth is half the.
Yeah.
the size of anybody
Okay.
else.
Great. I'm
So-
excited that.
Yeah, so, yeah, and I just want the signed contract, because I've talked to Fulsham, and he said, you give me the go ahead, and we're ready to go. So.
Man, they're not gonna go until August anyway.
Right.
But hey,
He said something never
done.
happened.
Yeah. You want the contracts.
Exactly.
We'll get it.
All right, so,
And then Nick also, so this last piece was the master plan bidding process. He said it was going out next week because we already got that going. So he said he'll go hit the streets.
Good.
And then we'll get that.
that's exciting.
Moving. So, I know you spoke to my wife yesterday.
Yes,
If you want to, what I would mention to you guys is because of this application, I don't know if you're gonna I think the Parks Department are gonna have to go the application in. And I know you were talking about funding for it or whatever. If the funding for that, so the conversation was to redo Andrews Field fully, and you believe it's around $300,000. Do you think?
You talking about
So, no, the soccer
No,
field.
the soccer.
Soccer field
Is around 300 grand,
Yeah.
300 grand. So,
rip and redo.
so I think if that's all in and whatever, I wouldn't be, what I would say is it's due. So just so you know, it's May 30th is the application to get in. I would go do a big ask because we can always scale it back. I wouldn't go for 300,000, but I know you were saying 100,000. CPC.
Yeah.
Go ahead and ask for whatever it is. Go ask for 200, right?
That was just us talking.
Yeah. No. Yeah, but I'm saying go ask, and then we can always scale back. The CPC can always scale back. To my knowledge, who knows what's going to come through the paces, but if it's you typically like 350 for Parks and Rec or more. We've done like 400 in the past. So I'd say go ask for a big ask, and then we can always raise. Right?
It's almost a nice fence, a nice little fence. I think that's our building. Nicer.
I'm all for fences because of dogs. That's and even if you did fence it, Ted, there's so much other space that I know the dog owners are down there have their own little world down there.
But it needs to be like a lot of these fields, almost all these fields are gonna have to be like really remade, like put out and redone in order so that they're in the right, so that they're actually in good shape.
That's all the fence. To stop them from putting the dogs on the grass.
They're not gonna.
Just stop the ball,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Going all over the place and past the dog park. That's not gonna stop the dogs. Probably not. Unless you give them an alternative in the back to go through, that's what you're saying. Let them go there.
Yeah.
So it's not the dog off the leash. Right.
The biggest problem with dogs with irrigation is they sense water, so they dig and they think they're getting water. That's where the holes come from. It's not from wear and tear on players. It's the dogs that do it. And I've seen it. That's what happens.
You can just tag these owners. This isn't the, you have signs. Put signs there. Give the police the opportunity to go and grab the person. License plate, send them a fine.
So my suggestion is, always go out, ask for the big apple, because you can't say you ask for 100K and say, come back, it doesn't look great when you say, oh, well, I really want 200K, right?
Yeah.
You can always say, let's start with whatever you think is reasonable, and then.
What are the other people?
May 30th.
May 30th. The first
Kevin,
one.
I'm happy to go on and see with you if you wanna put that together.
Thank you.
Commissioner, time change, the next board member.
Exactly.
Make it tough on you.
Okay, great. Thank you. We will do that.
A Wildcat then.
Okay, so I did send you guys an email in a conversation I had with town administrator that if this doesn't pass the override, they're going to take the Wildcat Den. So they take the coordinator from us, which comes from our general budget, and then they pay the rent, and the lease is up this year, so they would not renew that lease. It just so you guys have some type of numbers in your head, like, so Bonnie, we track numbers every day. Okay, so
Many people.
So on the 24th, they had 6 kids, the 20th, 6, the 19th, 5, the 18th, 8, the 17th, 7. It's low numbers. I'm not saying that they do a good job over there, our coordinator. I mean, I think he'll leave anyhow because he just graduated Curry College. I think he's
just riding this out.
But Bonnie and I did go over and talk to him the other day and just told him what, if you're thinking of moving you on and this doesn't pass. And he was like, yeah, I kind of like it here, but it's weird hours. It's 2 to 6.
And in June.
In June, yeah. So
How much money is that saving?
so 25 grand for the coordinator and the rent
For the whole year?
Yeah.
Well, from September to June. And the rent, I don't know what they pay over there.
I've never actually seen the actual number, so I think it's.
It's a 3-year lease. Yeah.
So it's 30K.
I think if there was 25 kids in there a day, I think this would be a larger thing. But it might, I mean, that's 6 kids who don't go, who like going there. And every year it's different because you have a new group coming in, the 6th grade group, Maybe the next 6th grade group really wants to go there.
Is my question. I don't.
It is the same.
It's the same probably 4 or 5, and a couple of scrappers.
And sometimes we'll get a couple extra, like in those numbers, there might be 2 or 3 on top of that, but, they're not registered, even though they try to initiate that, and it doesn't always happen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we're good too. We're good too. Yeah.
Right, no, it's gonna continue.
It's harder impact. It's not just us. It's what we got. $6,000.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Sports.
Yeah.
Cutting activities. Programs. Now it's not just our kids.
It's those kids too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we might have a lot more kids.
Even in the case of the override doesn't pass.
Yeah.
Because they're not gonna have a place to go.
And like plays, a lot of the kids don't come to Wildcat Den because they're in the school play.
Right.
And when that play ends, then they.
Yeah.
So, and if there's no school play, where are they going? Yeah, that's it. That's
it. That's the one.
Guys.
As of yesterday, it was changed around here very quickly.
It wasn't supposed to be.
Yeah, you really can't take from me.
How much more else you want to cut?
Doesn't that the state if it doesn't pass?
Yes, yeah.
Marginal cuts. Other departments. If something becomes other departments can't hire for.
Yeah, then they can't fulfill. They have, like, the fire has 2 open spots they want to fill. And if it doesn't pass, they can't fill. So it's not anyone active that has to leave.
Like I think we could definitely.
Yeah.
It was 82 and it sounds like it's moved to 66. But I think what's happened in the time of them trying to reduce the budget for this year, they've already released some long-term subs and some other folks have already gotten papers. So I think that's why the 82 is going to be reduced. It's like a reasonably large deficit.
Well, depending on when our next meeting is, we're still a couple weeks left in spring ball. Once that's over, we'll be jumping into spring youth tennis, adult golf, youth golf. We've got the April vacation softball clinic. We have an April vacation first aid, CPR, babysitting course for 2 days we run, and then just prepping for all the summer programs.
How are you doing with the signage for the stuff?
So what do we?
It jumped up a little bit more. I
Yeah.
saw yesterday.
Yeah, I think we're about 25, maybe 30.
Yeah.
We were at 20. We'd like to get to 50.
I think we're.
I think Milton softball sent that.
I sent it to them, Tony Walsh, and then he put it on the website, but I wanted to email it.
Yeah, you should.
So I have a text into him, thank you, but I didn't need that.
I could tell.
Just to email it.
5K and I'm on a text chain.
Yeah.
So like every day we're like texting each other. So I'll just text them too, because that's a great opportunity. I was hoping my daughter would go to it. Like, hey, when you go to it, she's going to something. It's still decent.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 2 girls that he pays. We split 50-50. We'll pay for the facility, and then we'll pay for someone at the table. But the higher the number, he's good. Drain's good. He's good. And, so.
I think if you guys said the last time.
Yeah. It's easier than email.
It's easier for class. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna put on our Facebook.
Yeah.
page, too.
I need to put it up on there.
Yeah, that'd be great. Are they doing, who's doing the babysitter? Who's doing half it? The one that with the.
Yeah, good. Oh, good. Yeah.
It's pretty
I
cool.
think some of the kids are.
Right,
doing
she's
it.
reason
right
why-
age, perfect
Yeah.
age.
The reason why I think it's good is you have a parent and the kid shows up, he's got a certificate
Yeah.
that they did the CPR, especially the infants. Okay, I'm gonna hire you.
And they do
So
really
I think
good
a
job.
couple of our friends are doing it.
They pay good.
She
Parents
wants to
are pretty
work.
good.
I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
Get this, that never hurts to have, obviously. So
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah, everything I said was my, we just got a lot going on right there with everything with this DUPs, just.
That, they were here for that. They were here for that. They want to make sure that this,
And,
they feel.
and
Because they.
not hiding, we don't,
Feel.
we
Oh,
can't,
that's why they're
we're not hiding anything. They get the same information as we do.
There's gonna be some people unhappy from the construction staff, but in my opinion, the town needs some good news. And I think construction staff for a lot of people. Move forward, progress. We need some progress in this town. That's what all the CPC projects right now, I think, are key. Any of those that are starting to get going, I think people need to see that.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah, we're
something.
doing stuff.
We're actually doing stuff. I thought we were like, shit, you go. So I think all that stuff is.
It's here. It's on the horizon. I was hoping for the spring, but August would be great.
Same account when I walk, on or Sunday. Walk through the high school, softball field, being played, baseball field, some basketball courts, and there were two teams practicing on that. Via tele, baseball, 25 kids screaming because it was 50 out, and that field was you could have been playing soccer games. So you couldn't play in the reds,
No.
but you could have playing in. It's a big change. That's so nice to have that via tele.
So what's the last new thing?
I know.
That was a community space, right?
I know.
And then,
I did touch on it before, but I think I mentioned about Turner's Pond and talking to Mass Fisheries and the state. They have added Turner's Pond to their state stocking list for yearly stocking for the trout. They'll be bringing trout every year to deliver to
We
Turner's Pond.
haven't had it stop.
Yeah,
Yes, so this.
yeah. So they've added that. And they, huh? Yeah.
License.
Oh, light sensitive. Oh, I didn't know what you were saying. Are they light sensitive? They'll be, you'll have a lot of belly up fish.
So, yeah, I'm trying to actually find out maybe, I like 300, maybe, trout, all different kinds, brown trout, rainbow trout, all different ones. So that'll be nice. And this one to let me know hopefully when it's going to take place. So we can go down and take some pictures. We can even invite the kids if they want to help stock the pond. They'll let the kids, So it'll be good because it'll be right in line with in May. We have the angler education with the Mass Wildlife. And I know I mentioned before that we might do a collaboration with the Milton Police Department. So this year they are going to collaborate with us. So we have a great flyer put together. So it's Milton Parks and Rec along with Milton PD. And there'll be a couple officers there helping out. So it'll be nice.
And our Easter egg hunt.
And our Easter egg hunt. Yeah, April 12th. Yeah.
Yeah, all that's it.
Yeah.
It's just weird now, you go to it, because Bonnie, Paul and I are all there, I don't know anybody in Milton anymore.
Yeah, that's it. It's all the really little.
Yeah, I don't know anybody. But it's a well-attended event.
It is.
The kids' age. Seniors at Milton, I am.
Yeah.
And the rest of us, but
Yeah.
any grades, like the ones, bad grades.
Right, yeah.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I'd say bad thing.
Yeah, it is kind of sad, bad,
Mm.
yeah. No, I don't.
Well, either because we're getting older, I think that's bad too.
Do we have a next meeting scheduled?
before. So our relationship with like the Milton Fund, do we have the scholarship for kids? Do they reimburse us for that? Is that?
So the Milton kid,
So Fine, you can answer that.
What is the question?
So it's,
Milton
The
Residence Fund.
Resident fund, yeah.
Yeah,
So if we have kids that come into our.
Yeah.
Do we have scholarship funds where we say, okay, we'll take it
we refer them to Milton Residence Fund.
in, next?
Yes, because there's a vetting process, to, I guess, qualify, because they're not qualified to decide.
So we can't make the decision ourselves.
We don't, we can't see if. Because they usually would get something to schools.
Right.
To the guidance council to see if there was a need. And they've been very good. Yeah. So that's how it works.
They're right, usually at least a dozen, 8 to a dozen kids every year. Yeah. And I believe, the Milton Health Department has a couple scholarships
Yeah.
available this
Sure.
year that they received a grant
The opiate settlement.
and from the opium
Yeah.
funds. And, so there'll be 2 additional to that. But there's a qualification under that also, so,
And they've locked us into the summer camp, the big one,
yeah,
and then some basketball.
yeah, yeah, for the most part.
That goes sports.
You know what?
So for the sports, they do it, we send it to them for betting.
Mhm.
We do the same for some.
The summer.
Yeah.
It's on the brochure,
That's the big one.
and it's also on, the verbiage is on the basketball.
Yeah.
We know that we got. But also some of the private leagues. Well, I thought the private leagues were in.
The private leagues oftentimes do it.
Right.
Yeah.
But some of them have reached out to the residents as well. It's like that seems.
They should be doing
Yeah,
that.
when we're doing it, we have to go through vetting. That's a different.
Right. Because we're very cost-based, to keep the cost low.
So. We reach out to them.
Yeah.
So you don't have to.
Same route,
the same.
Yeah, you just.
Same exact.
No problem. I've never heard of sports.
They'll never turn a kid away.
No, I'm sure. If a sport league does this out,
No, they don't.
it should be.
Yeah.
Absolutely no one should. Hockey, any. Hockey represent. So we can get one more reading, or you want why don't you?
I can only do the 17th.
Up to the 24th. I'm off that week, April vacation.
I'm headed to the women's final 4.
Are you really? Where's that? Awesome.
Fine.
Oh, that's gonna be cool.
The 17th, and right, after.
17th.
I can do the 17th.
I think it's at 7:30. So we can do-
Right.
Oh, that's easy, that's easy.
Okay,
I thought this was Vince's last one. We do have one more.
Easter's the,
Now we need to go. Always asking Don, when was that thing again? That's all I'm putting it in my calendar.
Do you want me to end?
Yeah.
Adjourn.
But this is
yeah. I'm gonna let it go.
oh, we got
A way to protect.
All in favor of adjournment? Yep. Vincent, yes, take care.